Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2, 3. What's up, everybody? It's Jacob. I got my live rig running, so I thought I'd go ahead and give it a roll. There's a lot more I want to do, of course, but I'm just going to do this unlisted at first. I don't know if I can handle chat quite yet, so I'm just going to roll with this. And I got a couple, actually I have one video and one article that I want to go over about artificial intelligence. And 2025, been an interesting year so far. We're only what, like 4 going on our 5th weekend, and you're going to hear a lot about agents. 2025 is going to be the year of AI agents, and that word is going to be abused. It's going to be confusing. There's so many different ways you can look at what an agent is, but basically an agent is something that runs in the background by itself. That's pretty much what it is. So I'm going to pull up a video here. OpenAI just launched a new service called Operator. And I want to go over this video with you to kind of show you kind of what agents are capable of. Although this is more collaborative between human beings. There are more different types of agents, like I said earlier, but this one is more in the vein of collaboration. So let's check out what the OpenAI gurus are saying about their new product launch here.
Tell me your name and what you do at OpenAI.
Yes, my name is Hyunwoo No, and I'm a research lead of Operator in OpenAI.
And what is Operator?
Operator is a research preview of an agent that uses browser to help user to do things. So I have a 3-year-old kid who likes pasta, so I make a linguine with clam, so I ask it to buy the groceries for it. So I'll use the Instacart tab, and Operator can actually basically use any websites without, and it is not particularly optimized for Instacart. But the reason why I'm using this app is that it provides a detailed instruction of how this website can be best utilized, just like the tutorial that human can benefit from. So I'll use Instacart tab and ask it to solve task. Could you find a recipe of linguine with clams from our recipes website and add all ingredients to the grocery cart of Instacart? I think I already have some ingredients like butter, vegetable oil, and waters.
Just wait for it. This is going to get crazy.
So you don't need to add them to the cart. So it says that I'll find recipe and then add everything in the ingredients to the cart. And okay, it says that it'll confirm the ingredients and store with me before adding them to the cart. So let's start by finding the recipe. I'm not doing anything from now on. The operator is just doing, and I'm just watching what it's doing.
Okay, so really quick, I just want to go over some technology here. This is actually using some very old technology, web scraping technology. So you can see the web browser. The AI is actually browsing the web. It's like a little Chrome browser with tabs, kind of hard to see. Hopefully they'll zoom in. But this is where it gets really crazy, where the AI is actually going out, looking up the recipe for you, visiting websites that it figures where it can get the recipe, and then it's going to go on to another website, Instacart, and purchase the ingredients and arrange the delivery.
What's interesting with the operator is that it is using browser that are built for the human, and it is using seeing the exactly same screen that I'm seeing right now, and using the keyboard typing and mouse clicking to control the browser, just like human would do. This is different from other agents that uses API or programming-based interface, which program.
Okay, so really quick, for those of you that aren't, programmers, this API, application program interface, that's usually a non-graphical type endpoint that other programs talk to, and there's text response back. It's all programmatic, so there's no human interface involved. And so this is the innovation here, where you see this web browser where the AI is actually controlling the mouse and clicking on things, whereas it could, if Instacart had an API where this could all be done programmatically without any user interface, that's usually how it would be done. So yeah, this is a pretty big step forward.
Programmers might understand, but non-programmer users cannot understand really well. So operator, because it is using the this natural human interface, it's very easy to follow by just looking at what it's doing in the screen.
And you follow its progress?
Yes. So one way to follow
over here, it's telling you what it's doing.
Is I can zoom in to see the screen better, and Operator is powered by the text-based chain of thought reasoning. So whenever it is doing things, it says, it makes plans of how things can be done, and this can be followed through this list of the thoughts. And it says that I found a recipe, and which store would you prefer to use? So I ask, use Gus's.
Well, there goes the nanny.
So
there goes a nanny's job.
Ask clarifying question whenever it is needed.
Personal shoppers.
Is needed in the process of solving the
All
task.
gone.
There are cases that operator have to make sensitive actions, like things like logging in or buying things. It is.
Okay, so I think you get the point, but I just wanted to show this to you. Like, okay, this is all cute. It's all fun for shopping and spending money, but this is going to be used to replace people's jobs, like to actually do people's jobs where they have to go on the web and do things, maybe research, find information, gather reviews, just kind of like busy work kind of stuff. Again, I always talk about the low skill, busy work, repetitive jobs, gone. Yeah, they're going away. And this is the other thing too, like, all these women out here complaining that domestic life is slavery. Not anymore. But anyway, I just thought that would be kind of interesting to show you this, because this web interface technology where you can remote control a website is actually pretty old technology. That's been around for a long time. And then wrapping it with this AI that has all these steps that it's telling you what it's doing, you can control it. Then you could even at some point, you got to pay, so you put in your credit card, but you can go away while it's doing this and come back later, and the AI will say, okay, I'm ready for you to put in your credit card or to make the purchase, or do you want me to do it for you? I personally wouldn't put my card number in there, but yeah, just something to kind of put your peepers on and think about a little bit, because that's going to be a very, very useful tool. But it's, like in an upcoming video I'm going to talk about, technological innovation is the same, or one side of one coin, the other side of the same coin is creative destruction. So while we have all these innovations, there'll be all this destruction that comes out of it, and then eventually a bunch of new jobs and new things will come out of it. Now I'm going to talk more about that, like what are we going to do when the computers do all this busy work for us? How are we going to find purpose? What does that mean for earning a living? Are there going to be enough people to like make money to pay for these things? Like there's going to be no customers because nobody's going to be making money. So then you get into the UBI discussion and universal basic income, which is basically welfare for all. I'll get into those in more detail. Let's see. I have another article that I want to go over here. Let's see. Just bear with me. I'm just learning this new setup. So there was a new article that came out this morning or late yesterday that the European Union is banning risky AI systems. So I love how bureaucrats, use these nebulous terms. But as of yesterday, European Union has enacted a ban on AI systems deemed to pose unacceptable risks. So I'm sure they probably had long conversations about what that is, and this is kind of getting ahead of the problem. In the States, we probably wouldn't even consider something like this. I mean, look how we reacted to DeepSeek when it launched. That kind of tells you how we act over here in the States. But anyway, the act targets applications like manipulative systems, social scoring, and real-time biometric identification while introducing strict enforcement measures and a phased implementation to balance innovation with safety. So I think the idea here is they're going to try and protect privacy more, because that's the GDPR, which is the big law in the EU that's around people owning their own data, as opposed to big tech where you are the product and they sell all the data they collect from you while you use their products, especially in the States. It's a big, kind of how it shaped out. Perfect example of that is Gmail. You use Gmail for free, and they're using all the emails and things that you're sending and things that you say, and because that integrates with their search and some other things that they're doing, they're using that data to train AI and algorithms to learn more about you and behavioral patterns and things like that. So that is the scary part of all of that. So let's kind of dig a little further here and see what they're talking about, what is prohibited. See, the EU AI Act prohibits several categories of AI systems considered to pose unacceptable risks to fundamental rights and safety. These include manipulative systems using subliminal techniques or exploiting vulnerabilities of specific groups. Well, I made a video a few weeks ago about how some companies, they have no scruples and they're using AI to pull on the addictions of certain people. So like gambling sites, there are like, avatars or AI friends, things like that. There was that teenager in Florida who built his own avatar based on Daenerys from Game of Thrones. And then that AI kept reaching out to him and say, hey, come back and talk to me. And he built this, had a relationship with it, ended up falling in love with it. And I don't know how it all kind of led to him eventually deleting himself. But yeah, he was severely addicted to that. And maybe I'll make another video showing, getting to more on what the parents noticed. He was autistic, but still, it's still a very dangerous technology, that addictive side that companies are using with AI, because their AIs will know you. They understand you. And then, in turn know how to sell to you. Let's see, social scoring systems evaluating individuals based on behavior or personality traits. So that's interesting, because where do you draw the line between credit scores, insurance companies doing risk assessments and using models, because we had that whole thing with United Healthcare, which I did another video on back in December, where it came out that United Healthcare used or deployed an AI, and there was a 90% declination rate, which is unheard of in the industry. And my theory was the reason for that is they did not put an ethicist on their architecture team, which is a newer job. And I've talked about the AI ethicist in other videos, but essentially the ethicist is the person that's on the team that says, okay, yeah, we can do this, but should we really? Are we going to cause harm? Are there going to be biases in the system against certain, personality traits, like it's saying here? Or it's certain behaviors that we are encouraging or discouraging that could lead to harm or misinformation. So these things are very difficult to test. And the ethicist is a very, very new position, a very cutting edge job. And this law might actually be something that could be an impetus for this. So if you're looking to, get more into AI, but maybe not necessarily the technical side of it, an ethicist could be a really good path for you to consider, especially for your younger kids. All right, so we go. The next one, untargeted facial recognition databases created by scraping online images or CCTV. Oh boy. So how does that apply to like what Facebook has been doing for years and years and years, where you can tag people in images? Because, what's the personal responsibility versus what the company allows? So again, a lot of these laws, they can kind of be nebulous. But I think ultimately what they're getting at is building systems where maybe municipalities can have CCTV footage, and they can use that to build like a larger facial recognition system for security, which they're already doing in the UK. So I kind of wonder how that ties into all of this, because There was another interesting incident that happened in the UK. There's a documentary. If I can find it, I'll put it in the description. But it's about this young black woman who realized that she was having difficulty using this application that had facial recognition. And it turned out, after investigating, that the company, which I think was Google, may have been Meta, so forgive me for getting the facts wrong. But the point is they trained the AI to largely on Caucasian faces. So I had a really hard time with people with darker complexions. And they rolled out this technology, and the UK government bought it and started using it to spot known terrorists. And they were putting vans out by communication hubs with cameras, and they were watching people. And the camera would say, there's a known terrorist, go get him. And they would, yoink somebody and like throw him in the van. It's like straight up 1984 level stuff. And it would turn out that it was just a regular everyday person just traveling. And because of course it was I think the famous case is the person was Pakistani, maybe Afghani, of darker complexion, and got misidentified. So these things aren't getting tested. So, but I'm really interested in kind of surprised in the law they're not talking more about ethics and governance, like governance of data. But this is a first step. Let's see, real-time biometric identification in public spaces with limited exceptions for law enforcement. So there you go. They opened up the loophole for what the UK did, because they want that, absolutely want that. China rolled that out years ago, and they don't have the same privacy laws we do. And as a result, they can train their AIs on, last figure I saw was like 10 times the data that we have in the US. I don't know what it is in other Western countries, but the idea is the more data you have, the more accurate your models are. There are theoretical limitations, but that's the general idea. And especially when you have a more homogeneous society where everybody looks the same. You don't have like mixed race folks. You don't have different ethnicities like we do in the West. China's a lot of Asian countries. They're just very homogeneous. So that's a big AI training problem. Let's see, AI inferring emotions in educational or workplace settings. I think what that means is sentiment training. So in AI, there's a thing called sentiment. So when in text anyway, you can give the AI a text and say, well, what does the author mean by this? Or what are the feelings or the thoughts behind the author's intent in these words? Or you can have it go look at a bunch of tweets around a particular news event, and you can get like the general sentiment. People don't like what was said, or they support it, or it's mixed, things like that. But yeah, it's interesting how they're very specific about educational and workplace settings. So that might be around kind of getting ahead of wokeness, because sometimes people can say things, and you got this, the whole thing with microaggressions and all the problematic conversations that you normally can't have, which tamper free speech. So that might be what that's around. Interesting. Systems predicting criminal behavior based solely on profiling or personality assessment. Oh, wow. Boy, they saw that one coming. But they didn't put an exception for law enforcement, which is interesting. So yeah, that's a Minority Report level stuff. That might be a whole video. I might save that for a whole different video. But yeah, that's really interesting. These prohibitions aim to protect citizens from potential harm and ensure AI development aligns with EU values and human rights standards. So yeah, I can kind of see where a lot of that comes from. But I bet you it's probably just going to be fines or something. Let's see, for penalties. Let's see, enforcement measures and penalties. The EU Act introduces robust enforcement measures and significant penalties to ensure compliance with its provisions. Non-compliance can result in fines of up to 35 million euros, or 7% of a company's total worldwide annual turnover, whichever is higher. And I tell you what, they're going to make a ton of money off this, because like I said, a lot of companies just don't have ethicists on their staff. They're not testing at the level that they should be. And here, let me go to the big head, potato head. Here we go. Oh, here. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I have an email address. I don't normally promote it, but I thought since I'm doing the lives, I'll put a nice banner up for y'all. If you have video requests, send them to genxjacob@proton.me, or maybe just some questions about videos if you don't want to comment. And also, I'm starting an email list because I'm going to be building some courses around teaching basic AI skills. The plan is to make it affordable for as many people as possible. I don't want to be one of those obnoxious content creators that try to sell 3 courses for $2,500. I want more people to use it because I think basic prompt engineering is a really important skill. Anyway, what was I talking about? This live stuff, I tell you, I get distracted. Where was I? Oh, that one's broken. This is live, folks. What can I say? Oh yes, the fines, AI ethicists, all that fun stuff. So yes, so I was talking earlier about the ethicist I think is going to be a much more important job, especially now with this regulation coming out in the EU, and I'm sure the US will have something similar, or at least the businesses, the international businesses will fall in line because a lot of times they have to align their applications with the GDPR, and they use that as the umbrella as opposed to using the US laws because they're a little more lax in ways they shouldn't be. But yeah, the AI ethicist. So that again, that's someone that sits in the room and says, just because we can, should we, are there biases? We really should test this, make sure we're not doing harm. But of course, it's always couched in the corporation reducing their liability from getting sued and causing harm. So, yeah, it is business centered, but you can do some good. You can do some good being an ethicist. And the other job is AI governance. And that's the person that makes sure that all the things you're doing with the data that you're pulling into the AI to train it, that's sitting inside the AI after you train it, so you're not flashing important data or exposing people's private information. And also in the course of the use of AI, all 3 phases of the AI being trained, deployed, and rebuilt and deployed again, or used by users rather, the governance agent makes sure that all laws that are around data are being followed. So again, there's GDPR laws, and if you're a multinational company, you've got data coming from all over the world, and so there's rules of like how data can move between borders, inside borders, what industry you're in, privacy laws, privacy concerns, municipalities. It's a very complex matrix of laws, and a lot of companies are getting sued over that. And again, that job, is not so much a do-gooder job as say like the ethicist job is, but it's more, that one is especially around reducing a company's liabilities. But anyway, I just thought I would get this live going. Oh boy, here we go. It's live, folks. What can I say? But I just wanted to see if I could get this rig rolling and, not blow anything up and see how it goes. And it looks like we're good to go. So I'm going to build this up more. Let me know what you think. Comment below. How did I do? Am I good live, better edited? I don't know. You tell me. But I'm going to put the break screen. I'm going to be right back. I got to fix something. Stay tuned, and I have another announcement. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. This is live, folks. I appreciate it. As I get better at this. Okay, so some announcements, some studio improvements, getting a better camera. So I'll be getting more color accuracy. That's your boy. I'm really annoyed by the X not being red, because in real life, that is like dark red. What is up with that? But getting some more kitsch, some more posters, and I might actually be rearranging the studio. But in the meantime, I'm going to be doing, my plan is to do lives on Saturdays, and it'll be something similar to this, where I'll pull in some videos that are a little longer than I would normally do in the shorter long form videos. Is that, I guess that's how you could put it. But typically when I do my Monday to Friday videos, those will always be 8 minutes minimum, no longer than 20 minutes. And the lives, you know, they might be a little longer. I don't know. I'm just kind of winging this one right now, and just wanted to test my overlays, test my sound, make sure everything's good. So, but I'm going to be adding some more stuff where I'm going to be doing stuff with ChatGPT Live. So this Saturday, I'm going to demonstrate how I use ChatGPT to create all the metadata around my videos. And if things don't go totally awry, I might actually do my AI experiment, show you kind of what I'm doing with it, to use the AI to determine whether or not my video is going to get me in trouble with ad compliance. If I'm couching something in a way that could, you know, be a little more incendiary than it needs to be, you know, which, you know, some people may not want to do that, but, you know, I'm finding that, like, the more I use the AI, the more it's easier it is to be compliant with YouTube, because, you know, YouTube uses AI to check what you're doing. And I'm not saying you got to like literally read everything that AI gives you, but, you know, AI can kind of give you the guts of what you need so that you can get a general feeling of what it's going to be like, or the tone that you need before you start rolling stuff out. And I kind of want to do this more as like a help to a lot of men in the manosphere content creation circles that I know, and some of the larger ones, because, you know, a lot of times they go, oh, I got demonetized, and you know, they probably could have just ran their transcript through a tool just to kind of make sure that, like, okay, is this going to get me banned, or is this going to demonetize me, just to kind of save you extra headache and hell. But anyway, oops, I said hell live. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I know this was a little wonky, but I appreciate your patience. More lives to come. I'm really excited. I can't wait to do more of these. In the meantime, like and subscribe, comment below, and until the next one, peace.